What's up guys, Zeenigami here, and let's go through Chaos Difficulty Kuro Coliseum out on the Japanese version of One Piece Treasure Cruise. Round 1 is gonna be a bunch of quick wolf riding guards. They each have 888 hit points. Isn't that a fun number? They will attack every turn for 4. There's no preemptive attack, so make sure you have your specials ready before you get into the stage, because you will not get your attack reduced by an extra turn from that preemptive attack. What they'll do is, upon death, they each will do something bad. They will either, on the front 3 rows, they will despair your friend captains for 4 turns, and the back 3 row characters will paralyze all your characters for 1 turn. That is per each one that dies. So what we're going to do is we're going to be using a Dex Mihawk, Int Mihawk Slasher team. We're going to burst down as many of them as we can on the first turn, just as long as they don't kill you, so it's usually not too bad. Just attack whatever you can on the first turn and kill as many as you can. And then after that, we're going to be using Int Mihawk Special to kill all the rest of them in a single turn. So it does not matter if your captain is despaired. Round 2 is going to be versus Kaya. Kaya has 1.4 million hit points. She'll preemptively boost her defense by 50 times. That's 50 times for 5 turns, so they're going to have huge defense buffs. And she will also blow away your bottom 2 characters. Now, if you have a character with a Sailor ability that resists being blown away, for example, Sentomaru, you can put them in the bottom row and you can keep them on your team still, no problem. But other than that, we're basically going to be just using the first bottom 2 characters to get through the first 4 stages of the Coliseum. After that, they are useless. Their socket abilities will be active, and if you're using something, say, Blackbeard or Frankie captains, you will still have your captain ability active, even if you are no longer a legal team to boost their captain ability. Like Blackbeard, 6-star Blackbeard needs to have a certain number of characters, and that being a slasher, striker, shooter, and fighter. Without those bottom 2 characters, they still count for your captain ability. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using Magellan's poisoning ability, and we're just going to poison them and then wait until they die. There's really nothing else to do. Kaya cannot kill us, and you just attack every single turn until the poison deals 1.5 million damage and they die. Axar Morgan is going to have 4.1 million hit points. He will preemptively silence any non-quick characters that you have for 3 turns, and will also prevent all damage dealt to him on the first turn, and will attack on that first turn for 200,000 damage. So we are going to be using T-Bone to reduce that damage dealt to us by 99%. That is Coliseum T-Bone, not Fortnite T-Bone. So that will reduce our damage taken by everything, and we will survive. Viola is going to unsilence our Doflamingo and also give our captains matching orbs. We're going to be using our Enel and Doflamingo to burst on the first turn, and then we're going to be using Cavendish to burst on the second turn. Now, you can use Cavendish captain ability and attack twice if you have enough damage, but just using Enel, Doflamingo on the first turn and getting as much damage as you can, and then using Cavendish for the second turn is much easier. But if you have the right amount of damage, you can just kill him in a single turn without needing a second turn of Cavendish. Below 50%, if he's still alive, he'll attack every single turn instead of attacking for every 3 turns. And when he does attack after his first attack, it will only be for 14,300 damage compared to that first 200,000 damage attack. So round 4 is going to be versus Fat Usopp. On the very first turn, the preemptive attack on the very first stage is going to boost your orb effectiveness by 0.5x. So it's going to be a tiny orb boost. Just basically imagine your orb boosting abilities are ineffective, so don't bring an orb booster against Fat Usopp. He's going to have 4 million hit points. We're going to be using Magellan once again to get through the boss. We're going to be using Sabo's special ability to help us deal damage to as many of these characters as we can. Now, if you manage to kill that little guy right there, that would save you a lot of health. And then take the second turn to take out the last 2 guys. What Usopp will do is he will preemptively, after giving you all bombs and preventing delay, he'll attack every single turn for 4,000 damage, which if you have double Enel captains, you should be able to take well, it should be able to heal for at least 3,500 or so health every single turn. So Usopp will just be doing a little bit of damage to you every turn, maybe about 500. He's only dealing about 200 damage to me every turn. So that will give me plenty of time for the poison to ramp up. Now you can bring somebody to help you heal. I'm bringing 5+ Sanji to help deal damage to the front 3 characters. And below 50%, he'll gain a 3-hit strength orb barrier, so you need 3 strength orbs in order to get through that barrier. I'm going to be paying very, very close attention to his health, because once he gets below 20%, he will attack for 41,000 damage. So I will be, once he gets low enough, or whenever I think that poison will put him below 20%, we will use the T-Bone special to make sure we actually survive that 41,000 damage. If your health isn't in the right range for T-Bone special, remember that T-Bone special requires you to be under a certain health threshold, and so use your nail special before T-Bone, and then your nails will heal you back up, and then you'll be good to go. Remember that the Magellan poison will triple every single turn, so pay attention to how fast Usopp's health is chopping down. I can see it take out a fair chunk of his health there. And so that is a turn where I'll be using a nail special to drop us below 500 hit points, T-Bone to reduce the damage taken by 99%, and then the Enel Captain abilities will heal us back up, and T-Bone special will save us. You can also use anybody that negates Dex attack damage, or you can use like Quick Khalifa special to completely negate all damage instead of T-Bone's Coliseum character. But remember, you also only need 1 copy of T-Bone since we're using double NL, so you can stall for as long as you like on those first few stages until all your specials are ready. And on the final stage, Kuro. Kuro is only going to have a round 4 and a round 5. Round 4, Fat Usopp has the exact same strategy as before. He has half the hit points we had before, only 2 million damage. So with Magellan Poison, you shouldn't put him below 20%. Just still be careful with how much damage you use Fat Usopp. Magellan's Poison should skip right over his 20% damage though. Still using Sabo Special to take out the front 3 characters. Now a big difference in the Usopp this time is that you can delay him. So you see my Magellan Poison did delay him there. We're going to take out those first 3 characters, and since we can delay him, it should be easy pickings taking him out with Sabo's Special. Make sure that we are bringing the Frankie here, because that Frankie is going to help save our butts against the Kuro. And once again, your character's actual special levels do not matter, because with Double NL you can stall as long as you want on the early stages. Just wait until you get to 1 character alive, and then stall forever. And that 5+ Sanji comes quite in handy, boosting his own attack and dealing 50,000 damage to all of them, which does end up being a lot. So gonna get through Fat Usopp here. When we get to Kuro, Kuro is going to have 2.6 or 2.7 million hit points. He'll have a starting attack timer of 9 turns, but he'll set himself to a 1-turn attack timer once all the fodder units around him dies. He'll also have a 96 hit combo barrier for 2 turns, and after those 2 turns go away, you can just attack him with your regular attacks. So remember that basically no regular attacks will deal damage to Kuro for those first few turns. He'll also boost his team's attack by 2 times for 5 turns, but thanks to Raid Boss Frankie, whose special ability will not only deal tons of damage, but will also remove their attacking any attack boost on the enemy. And we'll also boost our attack, but we're not going to be attacking Kuro anyways. What we're going to be doing here is we're going to be killing everyone around Kuro, and Kuro attacks for 3,900 damage every turn. It also cuts our health by 10% every turn. So what he'll do is he'll swap back and forth between cutting health by 10% and shuffling our orbs and attacking every turn. Below 50%, he'll also gain a % damage reduction, but since we'll be stalling for the Magellan, it really doesn't matter. So all you have to do is look for a recovery orb every 2 turns, or not even every 2 turns. You only need a recovery orb every few turns, and maybe you'll get lucky. Maybe Kuro will be the one who gives you that recovery orb. So it's pretty simple strategy. Just wait until you're ready to go. Use your Magellan. Make sure you use Magellan after he gets to the toxic one, the one that actually increases damage, and it will be using Magellan to kill Kuro himself. That is the entire Coliseum stage, guys. It's pretty easy, you know, all things considered. It's the only thing you really need is the Magellan and the Frankie. You only need one copy of Magellan and Frankie. Your Enel at max recovery, friend Enel at max recovery, and thanks to recovery, you'll get through just fine. You don't need the 1000 Sunny. You can use 1000 Sunny 2 if you want damage reduction on 1000 Sunny 2 to help you on either either on Fat Usopp or on Kuro. Now, what does Kuro actually do? Kuro is a int cerebral slasher. He has 1300 attack when maxed out. His captain ability reduces cooldown of all specials by 2 turns at the start of fight. So that's only on, remember, just like all those specials that do at the start type are only on stage 1. And he will boost the attack of quick and int characters by 2 times. Now, for a quick captain, you'll have Enel. You really don't need a Kuro captain instead, but int captains are rather rare, but you do also have Magellan, which is a better int captain. So while a decent captain ability, there are much better captains. His special ability, however, will make Kuro pretty useful. It goes down to a 7-turn cooldown, which is a very short cooldown. It'll reduce the duration of Bind and Despair by 2 turns. He'll give himself an int orb, and he'll shuffle non-matching orbs on slasher and cerebral characters. So as long as you don't have block orbs, you'll keep whatever matching orbs you have, and he'll shuffle the rest, which is very good. It's basically a better version of int Croc's special ability on a very short cooldown, but without the damage dealing from the Croc ability, which may or may not be a good time. Sometimes you don't want to quite deal that much damage. Guys, I've been Zeenigami. Good luck fighting the Kuro. He's very easy to do as long as you've got the right characters. You really don't even need skill ups on your characters. The only one whose skill ups will make this team significantly faster is skill ups on the Magellan, since Magellan is how we're going to be doing most of our damage to Kuro. I've been Zeenigami. Thank you so much for watching. Y'all stay beautiful.